What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we are going to talk about how to cut off these toxic boys that for some reason I don't know, they're still in your life. Okay, now this is a question that I picked up off my Instagram, so if you want to follow me over there, it's Elliot Scott Dating. I had a story that asked what video topics you want me to make, and this was one of them. So jumping right into this, the first question I always ask is, why can't you cut him off? Okay? Because in the literal sense, you actually can. You can block him from everything. You can delete him from all social media, all contact. Again, block, change number. You can go drastic if you want to. So the question I always ask women is, why haven't you? And if this is more of a you thing than a him thing, okay, like meaning like you just can't or you haven't, well, why is that? And then from there, the next thing is, it's usually one of these four things. And why you can't do it. It's insecurity, a lack of options, a fear of being alone, or a lack of experience. Okay, so you really hold on to this one. And that's usually why a lot of women, or I say a lack of common sense. Let's pick five, a lack of common sense. And the reason I say that one is because it can only happen so many times before it's like, okay, dude, I think I got to cut you off. You know, him coming and going and coming and going. Because what usually happens, ladies, is a guy will pull some bullshit. It's just a matter of time if he's not looking for a relationship that he will pull some bullshit. And he'll pull away, or you'll break away, or you'll you know, in that moment you feel very empowered and you're like, stop, I just watched the Elliot Scott video, I'm done with you, you out of here, you a basic ass bitch. And then, you know, you cut him off. And then of course later on, you know, you might miss some, but you don't reach out, you reminisce, but again, you don't reach out. And then all of a sudden you wake up or you look at your phone and he's messaging you saying, hey, what's up? I miss you. Happy birthday, or Merry Christmas if it's around the holidays. You know, they try to weasel their way back in through that stuff. And then eventually you guys get talking again, and the same pattern happens. So the first thing I want to tell women when it comes to getting over or cutting off these men is you have to truly believe it, okay? Like, you have to truly believe what I'm about to say. You just can't hear it. You have to believe it. The fact that he is not going to change. And there's two reasons for this. One, change is based on attraction. If he's pulling this bullshit, there's a lack of attraction. And secondly, there's no catalyst for change, especially if he's going to come back around or you let him back in. There's no catalyst. Like I say in I've been saying this a lot lately. I think I said in my last video, men are very risk avoidant. Men go for the assets, the advantages, what they feel is best for them. And a man who is unsure about you, a man who lacks attraction, a man who has uncertainty about you or a relationship or what he wants, or he's emotionally unavailable. I should have done my hair. If it's any of those things, he's going to try to go towards the path of least resistance, meaning getting the most I can with investing the least. So there's no reason, if you're going to let a guy back in, for him to ever invest into a relationship or into anything long term with you. It just doesn't benefit him. Okay? And so the pattern, unfortunately, repeats. It goes full circle. You let a guy in because you desire him so much, you fear losing him, or you miss him. Again, he comes back in. He didn't change, so why would he have changed? Like I said, there's a lack of attraction. There's a lack of there's no catalyst for change. And change, like true change, is a very, very deep concept. People just don't wake up one day and change. I mean, I guess they do, but that's the exception to the rule. And at the same time, for him to change, he has to want to change, but the desire's not there. Like the desire for you isn't there. Why would he? If he doesn't think what he's doing wrong, because at the end of the day, he's probably thinking, I just like her. I don't want a relationship. I'm not really doing anything wrong. I'm just a guy who's unsure about her. He's going to just, again, the mind goes towards the path of least resistance. He's going to try to justify things, just like everyone does, whether you're an addict, obsessive about something, your vices, whatever. You're going to try to justify it before actually reflecting on what's happening and trying to change. So the same thing is going to happen in this situation. So when it comes, and again, by the way, the context of this is toxic people. This isn't just a normal guy. This is a toxic guy. Okay, so he's going to do what he can to manipulate you and get his way. And the reason they do this, by the way, is I talk about this when I talk about like not emotionally unavailable men, because that's different, but like low ego, low value men. They have to manipulate you to stay competitive with high value men. If you're a low value man who can't attract a woman normally, then what are you going to do? You're going to revert to tactics that increase your value, whether that's telling her what she wants to hear, love bombing her, painting a picture of an ideal guy when you don't want that stuff. Maybe emotional abuse, manipulation. Like there's going to be a lot of tactics that these extreme jealousy and ostracizing other men are pushing the competition away. Very territorial. There's a lot of tactics men use. And you have to, again, this comes back to self-reflection. You have to look at this. You have to step back and look at this and be like, why am I dealing with this? I am a high-value woman. I don't deserve this. Even if you're not high value, you still don't deserve it. I mean, it's just standards. It's a standard thing. And if you deal with it, or if you're dealing with it, then you have to ask yourself why. And it's usually, again, insecurities, a lack of options, a fear of being alone, or just one of those, or lack of common sense. I talked about it. It's something like that. And until you fix those things, it's going to keep happening. The cycle repeats. I always say this is an opportunity for personal growth. God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, gives you these opportunities to grow. And if you do not learn, it's going to repeat itself. And it's going to get worse and worse every time until it smacks you in the face. And it's like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. Okay? So it just comes down to self-respect, ladies. That being said, I love you all. Take care and peace.